Puff had a brownstone, I believe, on 35th Street, and Mace was staying there, and I went to use the bathroom, and it was a dildo on the bathroom sink. Little story right there. I can't even tell you how many different times that happens.
I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah.
We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Knowing Chris Brown's bad boy history, you'd probably think he's seen it all, but the tea he has spilled about Diddy's after parties will make your heart skip a beat. Brace yourselves, because this exclusive shindig is not for the faint-hearted. R&B star Chris is lifting the veil on these legendary soirees. And let me tell you, things can get downright bizarre. It's no secret that Diddy has a soft spot for his male companions, and Chris is here to confirm all your suspicions. Prepare to have your mind blown as Chris dishes out wild and outrageous details about these parties that will leave you gasping for more. So buckle up, my friends, because we're about to take a wild and unforgettable journey into the captivating world of Diddy's infamous soirees.
Diddy late nights, anything can happen. I'm just vibing, it's so wild.
To anyone that knows anything about the music industry, you've probably heard of Chris Brown's escapades and how he has had his fair share of close encounters with rappers and producers, and let me tell you, things got a little steamy. But here's the juiciest bit. These seemingly straight, powerful men have a knack for getting up to some pretty wild and adventurous antics behind closed doors. Chris ain't holding back, and he's ready to spill all the scandalous details. Get ready to have your jaw drop as Chris unveils the clandestine world of these mighty men engaging in unexpected and oh-so-naughty escapades. Diddy has amassed a fortune that can only be described as insane, and you know what this legendary music mogul loves to splurge on? Oh, just his mind-blowingly extravagant and downright freaky parties. We're talking about million-dollar soirees here, folks, where strict dress codes are enforced, and the guest list can reach astronomical numbers, surpassing 1,000 party animals. But hold on tight, because according to none other than Snoop Dogg, Diddy's parties are notorious for their wild and lavish nature. Picture this, an endless flow of drinks and substances that can make your head spin. It's no secret that Diddy uses these gatherings as a playground to live out his wildest sexual fantasies, and he's not exactly discreet about it either. Now, let's not ignore the fact that Diddy's parties are shrouded in exclusivity and sophistication. Only a chosen few are fortunate enough to receive an invitation to these secretive affairs. But here's the catch. At what price does this exclusivity come? Imagine the discomfort and unease that may arise for those attendees who find themselves unwilling participants in Diddy's vivid sexual fantasies. It's a world where boundaries blur, and the line between pleasure and discomfort becomes perilously thin. Now, folks, we all know that Diddy is no stranger to the realm of kinkiness. In fact, he wears it proudly, like a crown atop his head. Despite his status as one of the industry's biggest powerhouses, Diddy couldn't care less about keeping his sexual escapades under wraps. Oh no, my friends, he takes pleasure in hosting these mind-blowing extravaganzas that redefine the meaning of the word wild. Even artists who are accustomed to rubbing elbows at the most exclusive and VIP-laden parties are left dumbfounded the moment they set foot in one of Diddy's legendary soirees. Just ask Chris Brown, who was left utterly flabbergasted when he walked into one of Diddy's after-parties, realizing that he had stepped into a realm unlike anything he had ever witnessed before. If you value your straightness and hold your marriage sacred, my friend, seeking advice from Diddy might not be the wisest choice. You see, despite being a father and being in a committed relationship, Diddy continues to throw these hush-hush parties that seem to serve as a haven for those secretly seeking same-sex encounters. Don't just take my word for it. Listen to what Usher had to say about Diddy's shenanigans after spending a few years in his inner circle. Now, the fact that Diddy openly hosts gay parties might come as a shock to some, but his kinky and scandalous sexual escapades have never been much of a secret. It's been ingrained in our memories for as long as we can remember. Diddy has no qualms about hitting on male rappers left, right, and center. No rapper is safe from Diddy's advances at any given moment. You would think that someone of his stature would be more discreet about such matters, but not Diddy. He's not afraid to shoot his shot at anyone who catches his eye, and one individual who had firsthand experience of this was none other than 50 Cent.
He said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say?
Picture this, my friends. 50 Cent recalls a moment when Diddy asked him out and offered to take him shopping. Now, let's be real here. That's a peculiar thing to say to another straight man, isn't it? 50 Cent knew right then and there that Diddy's innocent shopping trip offer had a deeper, more intimate intention behind it. In fact, he's thinking of some other favors. 50 Cent didn't appreciate Diddy's behavior at all and let him know that. That's something a guy says to a girl, 50 explained. Puffy's got some fluffy stuff going on. But Diddy was unfazed by this allegation. He had a rather jolly reaction to it, which really makes one think. Diddy really has no fear of the public knowing his actions. He responded to 50 Cent saying, "I don't even think of no other man. If I'm thinking about another man, I'm thinking about uplifting." Well, Diddy, we'll get back to you on that one. Wasn't really convincing, if you ask me. He once accidentally admitted to sleeping with Usher in the same bed when Usher was just a little kid.
We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes, you know?
The dues just keep getting worse as these revelations are just so wrong on many levels. Is Diddy also a pedophile? That's what his confession seems to be hinting at. Usher also admits that he would never send his kids to a place like Diddy's.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Even his trusty bodyguard couldn't keep his lips sealed and spilled the beans on Diddy's adventurous exploits in the realm of sexcapades. Brace yourselves, because we're talking about some seriously experimental territory here. Did you catch that mention of butt plugs? Oh yes, those little companions that find their way into group settings like clubs and parties. It seems that every confession, whether accidental or intentional, revolves around Diddy's affinity for same-sex encounters, linking him to gay clubs and parties, a sentiment echoed by none other than Chris Brown. And let's not forget Diddy's impressive track record of improper behavior, which undoubtedly plays a role in how his fellow male rappers perceive him. And let me tell you, it's not exactly with admiration or warm regards. In one riveting interview, Diddy found himself pestering poor Fabulous, relentlessly urging him to join in on his party adventures. The discomfort radiated from Fabulous, pushing him to the brink of unease. Throughout the ensuing interview, Fabulous remained visibly uneasy, barely uttering a response. It was as if the poor guy wished the ground would swallow him whole. Making eye contact with Diddy seemed to be an insurmountable task for him. It's highly likely that the mere idea of accompanying Diddy to a gay party sent poor Fab into a state of frenzy. This, in turn, strengthens our belief that Chris Brown is right on the money with his assumptions about Diddy's involvement in these captivating gay soirées. The pieces of the puzzle seem to be falling into place, don't they? But what prompted Chris to finally speak out and break his silence? Well, it seems that Chris has been in hot water for quite some time now, facing scrutiny for his ideologies that don't align with the liberal mindset. The audience perceives Chris Brown as homophobic, owing to some of his past remarks about homosexuals. Ah, yes, there was that one occasion when he accidentally let slip a bit too much about his thoughts on the matter, revealing his underlying unease with even the slightest hints of homosexuality. It appears that Chris has been openly unsettled by subtle cues of same-sex attraction, which has fueled the fire of speculation. Well, just a comment from rapper Raz, formerly of the group B2K, sent Brown into a defensive rage, causing him to unleash a series of below-the-belt tweets about homosexuals and victims of molestation. That is when he wasn't busy throwing around the N-word or inserting his foot firmly in his mouth.
In 2010, they engaged in a Twitter war with more homosexuality comments and Chris throwing his success in Raz B's face.
Raz B in, you want attention, he wrote. Grow up in dick into ass, lil boy. Tell me this. Why, when the money was coming in, you won't complaining about getting butt plugged? #homo thug. Brown's racial and homophobic laced tweets referred to Raz's past admission that he was once molested by another man. Way to keep it classy, Chris. Possibly realizing that he crossed a line, or more likely just doing his bit to stop the onslaught of angry tweets resulting from his disrespectful message, Brown later sent out a note. I'm not homophobic, he's just disrespectful. Raz obviously disagreed. You are not homophobic or just homosexual on the low, he wrote, going on to clear up Brown's accusations. Since you took this that far, dude, I wasn't raped. What a disrespect to every kid around the world that has been molested. But it looks like he is widening out the horizons of his narrow mindset because his recent interviews show he's becoming increasingly accepting of the idea. Not just that, he openly talks about how the music industry needs to let people live the way they want to, and he even tweeted about it. It's your decision. People stop searching for BS. Brace yourselves, for in the midst of this whole gay party frenzy, renowned music rappers, including the legendary Tupac, find themselves entangled alongside Diddy. Whispers in the grapevine suggest that Tupac and Diddy were involved in a romantic relationship before things took a sour turn and their bond deteriorated. Reports even claim that they were regular attendees of these secretive parties, a revelation later disclosed by none other than Keefe D. Oh, Keefe didn't hold back and went on to spill the beans about how Tupac and Diddy were inseparable at these gay gatherings. Now, let's rewind the clock a bit before 2021. Diddy, the enigmatic artist, often found himself labeled as gay without any justifiable cause. It seemed that everyone assumed his sexual orientation simply because he hadn't explicitly stated it. However, in the year 2021, a post emerged that became a breeding ground for trolls to mock Diddy and insinuate that he was gay. The incident took place on the day of the BET Awards ceremony, where the sensational Lil Nas X delivered a memorable performance, concluding with a passionate smooch shared with a male backup dancer. This occurrence sparked a firestorm of speculation and opened the floodgates of judgment. Well, suffice to say that Diddy's cryptic tweet was pretty much him shooting himself in the leg as the social media started speculating he was gay. Diddy's Twitter complimented him in the words, "Lil Nas X did that. Be fearless." The upshot was that his followers began to mock him. However, said tweet has now been deleted. Maybe the singer removed it afterward, but fans do have a lot to say about Diddy's sexual orientation. One of them commented, "Diddy wants to kiss Lil Nas X and now be fearless, Diddy. Come out the closet and show the world it's okay to be gay. Stop playing like you're not." Another added, "Diddy definitely gay for that tweet." From the looks of things, unless there's a world where Diddy clears the air about his involvement with underage people and stops appearing in headlines about freaky gay club activities, these accusations will probably never leave. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.